Okay, so I was just thinking, I was just like, dang, I ended my life like that, and I don't feel like I should have ended my life like that. Um, I'm gonna go over some detangling. I like to section my hair out. I'm not gonna twist it because when I twist it, it takes away from my corkscrew curl pattern. So I don't like to do that. I like to just go ahead and make sure that that section is completely detangled and apply with product, and then I move on to the next section. So I already got melted some moisture in my hair. I'm going to use it as a styler. The instructions say do to rinse it out, but like I said, I do leave it in my hair sometimes. Another one that I'll leave in my hair a lot is the heaven in the hair. So, like I said, you can use a tool if you want to. I like finger detangling. It feels so much better on the hair. My girls love it because it doesn't feel like I'm pulling on their hair. And your fingers are forgiving. So I'll just kind of work that through a little bit more. And I'm going to do what I call as log method. So I'm treating the deep conditioner, which is melting some moisture, as my leave-in conditioner. And then instead of using a oil, I'm using a cream that has coconut oil in there. I'm going to put that on and then seal it off with some gel. And a lot of times I don't have to add more product because the products go a long way. I'm just going to keep going around my head and working that through. Now in this situation, I will section out. But when you detangle your hair, like, it's easy to just finger section your hair out. It's amazing. I like to tell people that your head is like a globe. It has latitudes and longitudes on there. So it'll naturally part in certain areas. You just got to figure out where it's at. But the more of a natural state it is in, the more naturally it'll part for you. So I'm just kind of working that through. Like I said, this is getting the loose hairs that are supposed to be coming out of my hair out at the same time, but to the point where my hair is not breaking. Now, I'm not going to add any more cream, but I am going to add a little bit more gel just to make sure that I'm getting a little bit of a seal on my hair. No one had questions on my last slide. I saw it was quite a few people that was looking. A little bit goes a long way, especially when you have enough product in there. And each section, I'm just adding about, I would say, not even a full dime size of gel, just a little bit, about half that size, a little bit bigger than a cooked pea size. That's how much gel I'm adding. See, detangling in the process. So far, this is how much hair I collected. Okay, so here's a situation where I have a little bit of a fairy knot. Now, sometimes I can just get these out with ease with my fingers. I just take my time, feel like where the knot is, and I take my time with it. I know some of y'all be like, F it, and then y'all just rip through it. You don't want to do that. You can see how me finding these little pieces, just gradually, slowly but surely loosening it up. Versus just ripping through it. I hope y'all was able to see that. Altogether, this process took me technically less than an hour from start to finish, because it's not going to take me long to finish getting through my hair. Like I said, this process gets easier and easier and easier. The more time you spend, the more due diligence in between. You know, if your wash routine is maybe weekly, you know, that's about 45 minutes to an hour that you'll spend on yourself, depending if you're just doing a regular cleanse and condition and style, or if you're actually doing a deep conditioning treatment where you're going to rinse out and then restyle your hair. A lot of people misconceive, condition your hair as it's not styling it. You are styling your hair when you're conditioning it. You're thinking about where you want those curls to be. Do you want to be elongated? How much work you have to do to actually get the conditioner through your hair. And this process, depending on the porosity of your hair, it may take a while. It may take lots of water. It may take lots of time. It may take tools. But the more time that you put in, the more progressive that it is. I have clients where it's taken me 3 or 4 years just to get their hair calmed down to where it's not so rough and it can actually absorb some moisture. So it can be tedious. So I just wanted to let y'all know that, the natural journey is a journey. But if you stick with it, I promise you, it'll be good in the long run. So for those of y'all who have missed, in my last live, I did a deep conditioning treatment. I clarified my hair, did a deep conditioning treatment. I still have the deep conditioner in because it's more moisture. It does have a little bit of protein in there, but it's not to the point where I'm concerned. Plus, with my hair being color treated, that's why I chose that. And it just gives me moisture in between. I'm going in with Super Cream, which has coconut oil in there, and I'm finishing off with the Archangel. Now, some people would just twist their hair out the way because they want a little bit more stretch. I'm not really worried about that. I like just getting a natural stretch. So normally what I'll do is I'll blow dry my hair the same day, or I'll wrap it in a turban, which I'm about to show y'all once I get finished detangling my hair and getting all the product worked in. I think I'm going to show y'all a trick real quick. Okay, so you can kind of do this if you want a little bit more of a curl reform, but you got to make sure that it's really, 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 really wet. And then make sure you keep it in play. But you can kind of reform your curls. You can get like a little bit bigger of curls if you kind of just throw them together. It's kind of like the same concept that some people use when they start dreadlocks. Really? Why would you do that? No. Yeah, go ahead. Actually, go ahead. Go ahead. But that's not what I want. I like my natural curl better. Flex rods are also a good alternative too. You can get those at Sally's. I've seen them at Target, Walmart, especially if you want like a neater curl versus more something that's more natural looking. Let me rephrase that. If you want more of a reformed curl, a smoother curl, you would do that. So as in my first live when I was doing a rehydrate, I was talking about this area right here. This is my nemesis, these two sections. I spent a decent amount of time, see here we go with another fairy knot. I spent a decent amount of time working through that section, making sure that I'm applying enough product and water and spending enough time detangling. I never did this before with my hair, y'all, so it's kind of weird for me, but at the same time, I've talked to a lot of my curlies, and they've said that this is something that I should do. Um, it'll help a lot of people at home, giving them that support tool that they can have. So I know I'm starting off a little unorthodox, but at least you got to start somewhere. So that's what I'm doing. I'm starting somewhere. So I got 3 more sections. I got this back section to go. So before I even begin, I'm going to go ahead and hit that with some water. I'm going to push that product in and start working that through. Now I want to make sure that, notice I'm working off my scalp. Like, I'm not going down. I'm not doing this. I'm stretching it out. So I can understand why people's arms get tired. My arms get tired too. But the more you do this, the more you will have that body, and that your curls will be into their own, like, own little curl family. And one thing I like about this gel is, like, especially when it comes to the detangling, once you go in with the gel, like, it seems like this gel just softens everything, and it just helps you just, like, really work that through. Another product that does it for me is the Believe In. Now, I did use the Believe In when I was doing my hydrate to kind of help push the product through. But in this case, I'm using the gel. Especially with it, it's snowing. I want to seal in a little bit more moisture. So that's why I decided to use a gel. Because it does have that hold factor. Okay. 2 more sections. And then I'm going to turban my hair in the t-shirt. And then I'll be done. And then I'll feel wholesome about ending this live. So I do apologize that it's in 2 segments. I couldn't leave y'all on that note, because I know some people are like, well, what do you mean detangle? What do you mean you don't use no comb? Exactly what I mean. So again, these little nemesis, they require a little bit more time. Like I tell people, your head is an apartment complex, and your curls are the tenants. Sometimes they get along, sometimes they don't. Some require more maintenance than others. But they can live in harmony as a happy community if you tend to your tenants. Gotta tend to your tenants. I love going through this. I feel so better, like, about myself. Like, when I'm depressed, or like when I'm going through anything, like, sometimes I just need to wash my hair. Just washing my hair, it just makes me feel better. Sometimes, I'll just cut my hair. Like, it's been a couple times where I shaved my head, or just decided to just chop it, You were birth a great feeling doing that too. But I love self-care, and I try to stick to it a lot more often. And I'm trying to encourage you to embrace more self-care too. So one thing that I do kind of want to speak to, because it is popping up, you can kind of see where there's products where it's looking white on the ends. Now, I'm not too concerned with that because I am going to use my turban and plot, so that's going to get absorbed. But when you run into that situation and the hair is actually dry, that's an indicator that, one, maybe you did not use enough water. Maybe you use too much product, or that product is not for you. It could be one of those three things. You didn't use enough water, you use too much product, or that product is not for you. Or it could be all the above. It could definitely be all the above. So I'm going to add gel to this section. And this is where I kind of figure out how I want my hair. Usually I just bring it forward so that way I can go either way if I want to with a little bit extra work, and I can still achieve volume at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and add gel to both of these sections since I didn't add gel to the other one. And then I'm going to do my t-shirt turban. I try to be positive. It's this is just a huge shitstorm right now. You know what I mean? We're questioning a lot of different things. We're going through a lot of different things. And at the end of the day, we still have to push and press because we got unfinished business. And that's how I looked at it. That's how I look at life and all together, you know. I know we all go through shit. But at the end of the day, we got to take care of ourselves. And the more that we continue to take care of ourselves, the more we can push and press through. So I figured, with everything that had happened, I want to be more of a gift to people. I've invested so much in people in another way. And this is another way that I can invest in people and be a gift and be an asset to kind of help at least spread some type of positivity, because there's enough chaos in the world. So I appreciate that. So now I'm about to do my t-shirt turban. I can just shake and go and leave it. That's not what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot my hair forward and then make a turban with this black t-shirt. So I just go in around the nape area and I go over my ears. Because I can correct it later, but I just want to make sure it's tight. And me going over my ears, make sure that I'm not going to be too, it's not going to be too tight around my head, because my ears give me a little bit of slack. So I twist it initially. Right now I'm twisting it right at the forehead, making sure there's no hair in there. And I'm twisting it at the forehead so that part is tight. And then I just collect all this hair together. And then I start twisting. And the reason why I'm twisting like that is so, one, I don't get my edges caught up in the turban. 2, it's taut. And then 3, I can use the rest of it to stretch my hair. So this is why I don't twist my hair out, because I'm already getting a stretch with me turbaning my hair. And then I'll just tuck it around. Go over my ear. So I don't like my ears being covered. It bothers me a little bit, but I can deal with that. And it's nice and taut. And then my hair is in here. So not only is it absorbing the other product, it's helping it dry, and it's not causing any friction. And I can still have my curls in their natural curl state, elongated without disrupting their curl pattern, which is what you're going to get from braid outs and twist outs and things like that. So there it is. All that in a nutshell. Does a curl stay and once it's dry? Yes. So Miss Brandy, the most important thing to remember is, really working that product into your hair, using that water, making sure that you're detangling. If you go back and you look at my lives, I was very specific about how I treated my hair during this process, so let it stay detangled, so that way when it came time to me working that product in, I can do my due diligence. So once my hair dries, that curl has curl memory. The frizz is controlled because I allowed it to dry in that state. If your hair is frizzy when it's wet, it's going to be frizzy when it dries. So you want your hair to be drying as smooth as possible so that you have the most curl retention and you have the most curl formation. Yes, I do recommend trying it on your day off. That's one thing. Think about your work week. Think about the days where, you know, you're going to have to wash your other kids' hair too, and come up with a routine that is going to be feasible for you and your schedule. Self-care is crucial. Some people, they're going to have to require 2 to 3 hours a week with their hair. Some people, you just maybe need an hour or an hour and a half a week with your hair. But if you break it down to, okay, so this is the day that I'm going to rehydrate, or this is going to be my wash day, and then these are the days that I wash my girl's hair, or things like that. Definitely sit down and think about a routine that's going to be convenient for you, so you don't get deterred away from having a routine, because your routine is going to make your results the best. It's going to make your journey the easiest. Another thing, if you're not able to get into a curly stylist, if you don't know a curly stylist, if you're skeptical about cutting your hair, I get it. I cut my own hair. I've been an advanced diva stylist since 2012, and I have yet to actually get a diva cut. I cut my own hair. So I get it. So just another quick tip, if you're out there, if you're not able to get your ends clipped, one thing that I'll do is I'll section my hair off, especially before it sees. I'll section my hair off and I'll do twists. And once I come to the end of the twist, all that hair that just looks like it's just, what is it doing here? I'll just go ahead and snip it. If it doesn't look healthy, if you'll start to see how it just tapers off, or it just starts to wither, or it's not even curling, just go ahead and snip that off. At least until you can get into a stylist. You can, there's different types of people who specialize in cutting naturally curly hair. I know there's a weed ed method. I think there is more of a wet cut. And then there's a diva method, which is what I am trained in. And that is a dry cut. So, but that is an at-home method that you can do for your little curlies, or yourself, if you're not trusting, or if you're trying to just cut out on your budget. But you don't necessarily have to use the tools and products that I use. Those are my tips. Find what conditioner you like. Find what moisturizer you like. Find what gel that you like. As you guys can see, I use gel on my hair. I like it. I don't use oils. You guys can see me use oil that one time. Now, there was oil in the product that I was using, but I keep my scalp cleansed and I energize it by using friction on it so that my body naturally produces oils, and I'm not using products that are stripping my hair and my body of those natural oils. So, there's that in a nutshell. Are there any other questions before I conclude this live? I will post a picture tomorrow of what I woke up like, so that y'all can see that, because I will sleep with this on. I do have my bonnet, and I also do have a satin pillowcase. Now, I know y'all like, well, she's going to bed with wet hair. Not necessarily, because before I go to bed, I will be switching this one out, as it will be pretty much soaked. And then I'll be going into another turban, which is going to further stretch my hair overnight. And then I'll put my bonnet on and go to sleep. So, no other questions? No other questions? No other questions? Okay. Happy Self-Care Sunday. I hope this was a great tool for you guys. If you have any questions, if you happen to think of any questions, please by all means go back in on this live, ask a question. I'm going to go back through. I get notifications and I'll answer your questions. I want to be a resource and tool for you guys. So I'm definitely praying an abundance of healing, love, prosperity, comfort, support, all of those things to you guys. And remember to continue to practice self-care no matter what it is that you're going through, because I will help you get through, even if it's just a little bit here and there. So blessings, one love, have a blessed evening.